Mm, 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 mm. Let me stop this before they go ahead and boot me. What's going on, beautiful people? It's your host, Drake B. Drake with Everything Culture, the podcast for all cultures, the podcast with a purpose. Hold on, let me mute this. I'm sounding too good. The podcast with a purpose, and our mission statement comes from the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., which is he believed that men hate each other because they fear each other. They fear each other because they don't know each other. They don't know each other because of segregation, and because of segregation, we have miscommunication. So we created this podcast and platform and the pillars of respect, communication, and consistency, so we get to know each other, so we can love one another. Thank y'all for coming through for this Sunday night live. We are talking about Juneteenth tonight. We got a few other things we'll talk about, of course, because that's what we do on Sundays. We come together and we get to know how our community's doing through conversation, respectful conversation. And boy, oh boy, how y'all week been? How life been treating you? Okay, I'm gonna drop the Zoom information for my folks who want to join for the little after hour conversation. Please believe we're gonna continue keep it going and keep it happening. But it's a blessing of a weekend. Boo's birthday tomorrow, the missus. Ooh, listen, 20 years. 20 years. Like I took on her date 20 years ago for her birthday. I'll tell y'all the story about that later. But overall, man, woof, what's been going on? I know. Happy birthday to baby. What's been going on? Very productive week. A lot of positivity. A lot of crazy stuff. A lot of disappointment too. Don't get me wrong. The jury verdict came out, but Carmela Anthony. I made a simple post. People, and I said just read the comments and thank y'all for the gifts, but the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the comments. People will show you their bigotry, their ignorance, their hatred, their racist spirit of the system they want to continue to uphold live in effect. And they think individuals like myself go continue arguing with them. Baby, no. Baby, no. And I want people, that's why I definitely, no matter what the conversation we're going to talk about Juneteenth was coming. I hope y'all know that. It's just so unique that people need to understand this is one of the reasons why we have this holiday and why this holiday is celebrated and is brought together because we still have to stick together in unity. One of the main purposes of this podcast is to try to build unity, not only within our community, but communities, the people who support us. You ain't got to look like us to support us because everybody who look like us don't support us either. Let's be clear about that. People need to understand the respect and the purpose of why we celebrate and why we do what we do. That, once again, what's the first pillar of everything culture? I can say that time and time again. But a lot of people just want to communicate, talk about it, and just want to just be in and out, not even be consistent. That's the thing. But when you have someone that knows, respects, cares, and value, you can't lose that. I had an interesting conversation yesterday. Saturday, hopped on live, was going to talk about Juneteenth more on that live. Shout out to Arnisha being in it. Shout out to Jaya being in it. Shout out to Kim being in it. Okay. El Nacimiento. We can look that up right now. Let's pull that. Can I copy that? I cannot. Okay. That's how I type it. But I feel like we had a intruder come into the ranks of everything culture and but try to come in the guise of an ally and a supporter. Now they claim to be a sister. I don't know about that. And that's one thing. My you gotta follow that discernment and gut, you know. Saying the intruder is polite. I'm trying to be, I'm still a professional. Okay. But I think there was carrying a spirit of, let's say, I say that was the devil. That's the best way I can put it. The way they try to come in, and that's a high possibility, her world. But I think they came in with a mindset and personality to divide. Not only they came in with a mindset of division between black and white people, they came in with a mindset of division of Texans and Oklahomians. They came in with a mindset of division people of even socioeconomic status, and they also came in with a division between men and women. And I'm just sitting back and just I was sipping. I could have checked it, but I did start peeping like, where's your integrity, your morale? I consider they have may been under a certain substance that may be interfering with them, but I didn't know for sure. But I did recognize it troubled my spirit, especially going forward throughout the conversation. So I got to be a little bit more. I apologize for that, y'all. The group chat. When the group chat is going, the group chat is going. Sorry, sorry. Do not disturb. Love y'all. Oh, y'all know what we doing right here. 7:30. Y'all should be in here with us. But the crazy thing, the conversation was supposed to be by Juneteenth, and they made sure they pulled so many other people away from us discussing about Juneteenth and this holiday and me educating people, East Texas, okay, East Texan about this holiday. So y'all make sure to tap the screen, share it live, communicate with folks. We go get into it, okay? Hold on. Excuse me. Yeah. So what do y'all know about Juneteenth? When did y'all start celebrating Juneteenth? I've been asking that question time and time again. Look, I'm about to go on threads right now asking you, when did you start celebrating Juneteenth? I guarantee majority of people are not going to answer it. Share it. Look, I just want to know when, and it's not to the point that you can get shamed for it, but a lot of people are very vocal about something. And if you ask them, what does this holiday mean? What does it mean to celebrate it? Only thing they know, well, it's a black person holiday, and it's much deeper than that. I want y'all to know that. And for instance, when people are saying the best place to have Juneteenth to celebrate Juneteenth, or birthplace of Juneteenth, is in Galveston, that is not true. Galveston is the place where the General Orders number 9 went into effect. Okay, let me see if I can do something real quick. We go. I don't know if I should put this on. I don't know if YouTube want to see this, but I think I have a whole podcast. I have a whole episode about this already on there. But I'm gonna see if I can find it here, and I can just make it look creative for everybody so they can see what we're talking about. Let's see. Oh, I think I may have it. No, that's an episode. Part 2. I've had so many conversations about Juneteenth. All right, let me try to share it here, and then I'm gonna put it up. Y'all bear with me. Y'all have some patience with me. And yes, I am sweating. It's hot. In fact, let me share this with myself. I created all this years ago. All right, see, I got that right there. I remember hearing about fourth and fifth grade only because my social studies teacher was black. Shout out to you. What school did you go to with a black social studies teacher? I don't actually like go out and celebrate it. I recognize the importance of it though. Love it. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Kim. Because once again, I know a lot of folks did celebrate it or know it, and they've been born, raised in Texas. It's a very niche holiday. That's why when I started to communicate with people about it, I be trying to tell everybody to celebrate Juneteenth, baby. The reason I know about Juneteenth, 'cause I got beaten to loving Juneteenth. I had to know. Listen, how Juneteenth came across my radar, it was like, baby, that's what family we gonna have to do. It's just was part of it. We're going to the park. I don't want to go to the park. It's hot. Well, it's Juneteenth. You coming today? Oh man, that's what Juneteenth was. Why is that not popping up? That's popping up. Okay, let me see if I can drag it over. Nope. PNG to take. Okay, let me try again. Close that out. You ain't gonna get your shirt framed. I don't mind being fired. Listen, I got too much shit going on. I told you to go on the website. I did send the link. Oh, you went to Dixie? Listen. Ooh. Hold on, give me one second. I still love you, but yeah. Once again, the way my schedule been, I did not have the capacity. Dang, why is it? See, it's always something hating. Oh, it's at the bottom. That's weird. Okay, let me see if y'all can see this. Oh, they made it small. Okay, boom. Can y'all read this all right? Can y'all see this? See if I can make it move my head over a little bit more right here. So this I made this whole presentation for my job years ago. Okay, just trying to explain to people what did Juneteenth mean. Okay, so I'm gonna share this with everybody later. I'm gonna make this. It's been available, but people don't look at it. But let's read it together. General history. Juneteenth is also known as Freedom Day, Independence Day, Emancipation Day, and Jubilation Day. Okay, this once again, this is something I put together. All right. As stated before in previous posts, this day commemorates the announcement of the abolition of slavery in the U.S. state of Texas, and more generally, the emancipation of enslaved African Americans throughout the former Confederate States of America. So I go into what the flag represents. The flag of Texas, the Lone Star State, but also the star also go beyond Texas, representing the freedom of African Americans in all 50 states. The burst, this part around here, the plateau right here. The burst represents a new beginnings for the African Americans of Galveston and throughout the land. The arc, that this red part right here, y'all see? The arc represents the opportunities and promises that lay ahead for Black Americans. And of course, the red, white, and blue represent the colors of America. And being, former slaves and their descendants, what we fighting is we're still American at the end of the day. That's why we still need our reparations. Okay. If y'all don't know what we're talking about too, I'll get it to you later. Just I put a little slideshow together for you. We already done it. It's already there. You just gotta look for it. But yeah, that is much for what the generalization of it. The other thing about with Juneteenth that people get a misconception of the celebration is mainly in Galveston. Do y'all think when they freed black folks, former enslaved folks, we were just free and they were just cool with it? Okay. Let me see if I can find the general orders number 9 because I have it here somewhere. Mm, mm. There it is right here. Drop this to you. Oh, dude, it's more than pushback, baby. Let's break down let's read because I'm big on let's read it together, y'all. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Are y'all this feel like I'm like PBS? Are y'all having fun? Yeah. Yeah, quick, I can find it. Okay. They still ain't. How dare we say if they ain't cool with it now? What are we talking about? They ain't cool with it now. They could bring it right back. They would. All right. General Orders number 9. The Civil War ended in the summer of 1865. Union General Gordon Granger and his 1,800 troops traveled to Galveston, Texas. This set off a joyous demonstration by freedmen and originating in the annual Juneteenth celebration, which commemorates the abolition of slavery in Texas. Okay, but I don't know. I got the whole. Do I have the? I wish I have the whole thing. Let me. I thought I had. I know I have it. Let me look. It should be so much more. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me just look at my notes. Okay, it got a bit of it right here. I know y'all can't see my face, but a bit of it right here. Mm. We gonna take our time tonight. We'll do it slow. Why I keep saying general orders number three? I apologize. Why I keep saying general orders number nine? I'm saying that a lot too. All right. Yeah, look at me. Gotta check myself. General orders number three. My apologies. That's the main thing. So, general order number three. The people are informed that in accordance with a proclamation from the executive of the United States, that's the president. Mm-mm. I know I'm thinking of love potion number nine. I know. I thought that in my head. I wasn't gonna say it out loud, but I'm saying it now. But let me start over. The people are informed that in accordance with a proclamation from the executive of the United States, that's the president, all slaves are free. This involves on absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former and master slaves and the connection here therefore existing between them become that between employer and hired labor. That means you no longer it's no slave. They either you be their boss, their employer, and they'll be the laborer. Okay, the employer, whatever the case is, hired and labor. But the freed are advised to remain at their promised homes and work for wages. They are informed they will not be allowed to collect at military posts, and they will not be supported in idleness either there or elsewhere. So you either had to be hired there and continue to work there and stay there. But if you were not trying to stay there and work, you have to get off the property. And if you got off the property, you couldn't go to an army base or a military base for protection. Remember, this is Texas. Texas is like the still like back then, it definitely was the Wild Wild West. The thing when people argue is Texas is the South, the Texas, like East Texas is the South. Then you still got the Wild Wild West over there in the what is it Midland and all over there to the where that oil at, okay, that panhandle. And people still that's how why we didn't know it wasn't like people couldn't understand. The messenger was taken out. Texas still do what they want to do when they want to do it, how they want to do it. Okay. But Union General Gordon Granger and his troops traveled to Galveston in Texas to announce General Order Number Three on June 19, 1865. And June 19th will also be known as and celebrated as Juneteenth. But Black people were not able to celebrate Juneteenth, all right, in Galveston. And majority of places in parks and things, just like somebody right now, Trump is trying to put into effect right now where we can't celebrate in parks, even though we've been celebrating anyway before. Y'all ain't gonna stop the motion. Give me one moment. Where is this brother at? Here we go. We cannot talk about Juneteenth without talking about. Oh, give me 1 second to put it all together. Y'all feeling all right? Y'all learning something? Is it something new to y'all? Is it something y'all care about? Let's ask about that too. Oh no, it's not uploading. Maybe too big. We love it. Yeah, this one may be too big. Okay, give me a second. Yeah, it should be the same Zoom link. The fuck is that? If y'all ever asked about me sweating, I've been sweating. You don't know me if you don't know how much I sweat. I sweat like crazy forever. I've been outside working, but I've been to the gym majority of the day. I just got a hot bath. Nah, this is normal. But thank you. I'm gonna get me a sweat rag. Let me tell you that. Okay, here you go. I just needed to upload. Trust me. That's why I said I be having to cool my body down before I get on here. But I done had to do a few things before I can get on it. But I love y'all. But this ain't nothing new. Okay, so Oh, we got Jack Yates. If you not, you might have heard the name Jack Yates if you're from Houston. Of course, they have one of the most popular schools, middle high schools, and one of the most black known. I've been telling people, you have HBCUs. I went to HBHS. I went to a historical black high school. I didn't go to Jack Yates. I went to John Tyler. And it's crazy because John Tyler is also a Confederate general, but John Tyler 1, 2 in Tyler, Texas is a very black high school. Okay. Now it's called Tyler High. But as African Americans became landowners, the land was donated and dedicated to Juneteenth festivities. One of the earliest documented land purchases in the name of Juneteenth was organized by Reverend Jack Yates. Reverend Jack Yates, okay? The fundraising effort yielded $1,000 in the purchase of Emancipation Park in Houston, Texas, in Third Ward. Um, in Houston, Texas. In Mahia, Texas, shout out to my daddy's mama people. The local Juneteenth organization purchased Booker T. Washington Park, and it became the Juneteenth celebration site. So when they keep telling you Juneteenth and Galveston, 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 that's where the General Orders number 3 came into effect. But way back, Jay, A in a Delta 88, scraping plates all up and down 288. Man, don't let me stop. Let me stop. Y'all don't know nothing about that. So I see it for Leo, baby. But because if the backstory to that, so when black people, when we were freed here in Texas and before too, but we had to come together in numbers. You couldn't be out scraggling, walking by yourself. You had to walk together. We had to organize, we had to come together in unity, and we still should. I know it feels like we don't have to anymore. And I know that feels like a great thing to have, but that is just not the truth, y'all. That's a feeling, and I know we want it, but we still having black people being hung to this day, still being lynched to this day, not being discussed, not being covered by the news, saying these things are suicide. But when we are together and we're around trusted, we are can avoid these things. And I'm not saying we're not going to still be attacked, and not saying we're going to be targeted, but we have power in numbers. So when Juneteenth, when it came, when we the in June 19th, 1865, when you were free, some probably wanted to stay, because comfort, safety, whatever it might be, what they think is safety. Some people don't, but when some people were able to leave, they had to leave. And once again, what's the is I talked about this in the previous episode too. What does it mean when what is it called when you're at a store and you're not purchasing anything, or you're on some property and you're not but basically loitering. Loitering is a law that was put after the Emancipation Proclamation and the General Orders number 3. When he says you can't just not be just standing somewhere, just being somewhere on a public. That's Lord, that was made for black. So many laws are made specifically for black people. That was another reason to put you back into slavery in the prison system. People don't take my word. I tell people, look it up. Because if you read the General Orders number 3, it says it right there. You can't go. So we had to go where? What was the main pillar, the main foundation for Black Americans? What was the main thing what brought us together, that the Underground Railroad and so many different things? What was the main, the church? Thank you, Jay. I was going to say the main construct, the church. So we got the church. We had Mexico. All right. We had other freedmen, places that we had black people that were freed in Texas already. We had the indigenous community that was tribal folks. Like, shout out to my granny. We had connections, and but we still had that thing. We just did it by ourselves. No, we had to have allies to go against people that was going against all of us. Once again, look at why was the Alamo fought. Okay, a lot of us forget about it. But I'm just trying to say it's in the history. Like right now, they once again they burning books, they taking books out. They don't want us to be educated about these things, about the connections we had with one another, about the partnerships and the unity that we built with one another. when we went against the system that was for oppression. And I'm looking up that town in. Oh, they gave it to me now in Spanish. I don't want that. Okay. So, and look, first, when they went to Mexico, let's look up in the small village of El Nacimiento, also known Nacimiento de los Negros in Colua, Mexico. Juneteenth is celebrated as El Dia de los Negros, Day of the Blacks, or El Dias Nueve. Oh, I'm gonna talk about this later. I knew about it, but not in detail. In the 1850s, thousands of enslaved black people and black Seminoles. If we talk about the black Seminoles, we also must include the Gullah Geechee people too, because with the Gullah Geechee people, oh, it's a Freeman's town here in Houston. And it's a Freeman town in Seattle, Washington too. And listen. We already over the 30 minutes, but I'm just chopping it up and share it is because I hope people to know a little bit. I got it all informal, but I'm sipping, I'm chilling. This is Sunday Night Live. Y'all know how we do. So, origins in the 1850s, thousands of enslaved black people and black Seminoles took the Southern Underground Railroad to Mexico, where the Mexican army protected them from Texas slave hunters. When the news of the Emancipation Proclamation finally reached them, they celebrated the liberation of their and families across the borders. The festivities celebrated annually on June 19th. The village hosts a massive family reunion that brings back Chicago's who have moved to Texas or other parts of Mexico. Culture traditions. The event merges Native Americans, African, and Mexican cultures. It features a traditional cabalgata trail ride. Yeah, trail rides are big too. I don't do the courses, but trail rides big for Juneteenth. Horse riding, outdoor barbecues, and the dance of the blacks. Yeah, yeah, that's major Juneteenth right there. Eat some watermelon, get you some cake, pound cake, or mainly red velvet. It's red velvet is the cake of Juneteenth, but I don't like the pound. I like both. I'm fat, I ain't gonna lie. But pound cake is one of the main things we fuck with. But music and food. Participants enjoy community cooking over wood fires, preparing traditional foods like soske, a corn-based porridge, and basic grits, and tetupun, sweet potato bread. Amen. They also sing African American slave era spirituals and hymns such as "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot" in English. Yeah, we'll come back to that, baby. I'm about to make strawberry lemon drink. I just want to pour it sober. What a learning purpose. But yeah, um, it's so much more like with Juneteenth. And I gotta get on the better. I think I'm gonna go ahead and purchase Opus Clip. That's a pretty penny, but I'm gonna invest. I feel like I need to put more into this platform for us again because it's needed. Because there's so much more misinformation. But when people tell you that only black people can celebrate Juneteenth, thank y'all for the gifts too. People who support black people and understand black people and listen to black people and follow black people can support Juneteenth. And Juneteenth, I've said this before. If you listen to previous episodes, Juneteenth, if somebody was not black, something I don't even see you. It's like like you go listen to the episode. I've never until I lived in other places like Houston. I've never seen so many black people come together in one place other than Juneteenth. Growing up and just having a good time. Now, was it a fight or two? Unfortunately, yes. Most of it is peaceful and cool. Thick and it's hot. Okay. Once again, the biggest negative about Juneteenth is the heat. God. Oh my God. Okay. Listen. And we celebrate Juneteenth. It's hot. Thank you. Her word already said it. I didn't listen. I already know. Cause listen, I used to get whoopings. Are you going? I don't want to go to. Listen, Juneteenth is that type of holiday. I didn't want to celebrate it because it was too hot outside. Baby, no, I don't want to go. You going to this parade? Bring your ass. No. Well, you crying up there, sweat. Have you ever cry and sweated at the same time? Very like that. Very uncomfortable experience. I'll tell you that. Okay. But shout out to my folks who celebrate Juneteenth, the people from East Texas, the people who value the history of Juneteenth, people who wants to know more about Juneteenth. Not only think, oh, go ahead, kid, with that 300 minutes. That's what we appreciate, you know. Don't be a weirdo. Don't be a person that act like you care about Juneteenth and you really don't. Don't be a person that get mad because you don't know it's Juneteenth and you don't know why we're celebrating it and you try to disrupt it. Don't be a weirdo and tell people don't try to be a person that you just came to the party and now you're trying to gatekeep. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because if I ask you some of these things about Juneteenth, you don't know it. I don't want you coming. How did that make you feel? And I fight about it, literally. But yeah, I ain't on here for this. Once again, this is big in the internet to me. This ain't cloud. This ain't all that. And I've been saying it. And in my first episode talking about Juneteenth, I want people to celebrate it. I want people to know more about it. I want people to do this. But when people come in and they want to disrupt, they want to be a what was the word I used earlier? Infiltrator. They don't have the best interest of us, and they can look like us. I don't want you to be here. Just that simple. You're not welcome. And I'm cool to escort you out. But be mindful. This is for people who gonna help us be better in life. When we go to Juneteenth, it's not about all about the celebration. We got to talk about how we need to vote. We need to talk about how we need to build. We need to talk about how we need to take care of one another, health wise, mental from mental health to physical health, protection of one another. Cause we still every day fighting for our freedom. Just want y'all to be mindful of that. But I appreciate y'all being here too. I love y'all. I'm glad that we have it coming back. If y'all have any questions or feedback, listen, the next step is getting the website back because I think it's time. I was looking at something else. I still got on my cards with the website. Money got a little funny. Ain't shit funny though. But we bring it back. If you like to donate anything to Everything Culture, you can go to our PayPal. It's not even on the website no more, but it's on. You can go to, I think it's PayPal. Everything Culture, of course. If you're trying to do something directly to the Cash App, it's Mr. MR. It was MRD713, Mr. D713. We love all the support. What did they say? I need to get that clip. I need to sit down and just go through a bunch of clips and and take them down like sounds. But one, what did it say from Coming to America? We appreciate the kind that jingle, but we're thankful for the kind that folds. I don't know. I'm gonna get it together. But y'all have a great one. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Y'all have a great day, and we'll chop it up with y'all later. Peace.